Good afternoon. Thank you for checking out my channel. And in this episode, I'm going to discuss the common perception of an ordinary Jehovah's Witness that, according to them, their work is increasing or progressing. Their evangelizing work is progressing as the years passes by, and until the time that they are going to enter the great tribulation. They are hoping that their work has been accomplished to the full extent that is possible. So, to the mind of an ordinary Jehovah's Witnesses, Jehovah's Witness, their work is ever increasing, and that is a permanent feature. And the weekly meetings of Jehovah's Witnesses as the ministry, which they call Light and Ministry. And on that particular meeting, weekly meetings, the elders is always saying, and that information is from the Watchtower organization, that they are the leadership is giving the impression to their members that their work is always in progress. But is that true that their work is continually increasing? What is the facts regarding this? Well, to tell you, my dear viewers, if we're going to make a little research to their past yearbooks and the past decades, and if we're going to compare the current increase in their organization or in their membership, it is clear in those yearbooks of them that their work is steadily slowing down towards its final stop. Yes, that is true. And if you're will have a hard time researching this, because they have published a limited year of their yearbooks, you can find that information from jwpax.com, which is authored by Paul Grandi, an excellent JW critics, ex-JW critic of the Watchtower. So there you can see on the proper way on how to analyze the contents of their datas. So from them, we can be safe to conclude that their work is continuously slowing down. And even if we have only the current yearbooks for the past 2 years of the Jehovah's Witnesses, you can see there that the work of their organization and many countries in the world, for example, Japan, Australia, and many countries in the Europe, Canada, those countries has reported zero increase in their organization, and it affected severely the worldwide average of their organization. If we can call it an increase, they just reported 1%, more than 1% increase for the past 2 years. Even in the United States, they have the membership of more than 1 million or it may be 1.5 million membership of Jehovah's Witnesses at the peak. They only reported 2,000, more than 2,000 newly baptized last year for that particular country, the United States. That is a very minimal number in comparison to the number of the publishers as they call their members. It is a very minimal number of newly baptized person into the needs. So that is the inside information and the inside information that we can consider to make a conclusion as to whether their work is increasing or decreasing or slowed down. But if we're going to compare the Jehovah's Witnesses to other religious organizations, for example, here in our city, they are lagging behind in their membership. For example, if we're going to compare them to the evangelicals, yes, I'm not going to compare them to the Catholics because the Catholic is the numerous religion here in the Philippines. And even in our city, they are the religion with the numerous membership. So we're just going to consider them to the other smaller group like the Baptists, the born-agains, the evangelicals, which the ordinary people call them born-agains, the Pentecostals. What can we say about their increase? Well, when it comes to the evangelicals, every week or every day, I have to see new churches being built or being expanded to a new larger size only to accommodate more and more members. So they are sprouting here in our city just like mushroom after after a thunderstorm. So that is the case when it comes to the evangelicals, Christians here in our city. And if we're going to compare them again, once again, to a locally founded church here in the Philippines, which is the Iglesia ni Cristo, which is founded on July 27, 1914. Here in our city, the Jehovah's Witnesses has only 7 congregations. 5 Tagalog speaking congregations, 1 English congregation, and another deep mute congregation, sign language congregation. So the average member of these congregations of the Jehovah's Witnesses do not exceed or reach the 150 mark. And some of them, like the sign language, has less than 100 members. And the English congregation, they have limited members. So the Tagalog speaking congregations, the 5 Tagalog, has not reached the mark of 150 membership. Why did I say that? Because as to the organizational setup of the organization of the Jehovah's Witnesses, whenever a congregation reaches that number of membership, the circuit overseer is will make a recommendation to the service department and the local Bethel here in Quezon City to divide the congregation into 2 new congregation if that is possible, and if the number of elders in the congregation is enough to form new body of elders to handle the responsibilities and the new congregations that will be formed. So that is the case. So since there is no new Tagalog-speaking congregation for more than 30 years, so the 5 Tagalog-speaking congregation here in our city has only an average of more than 100. So that will give you an idea as to the total population of Jehovah's Witnesses here in our city. It is more or less, shall we say, 700 plus. 700 plus Jehovah's Witnesses. So it has not even reached the 1,000 mark of membership here in our city, which has a population of, if I'm not mistaken, 200,000 people. Again, if we're going to compare them to the church of the Iglesia ni Cristo, the Iglesia ni Cristo here in our city has 13 local churches and 13 chapels, which they called capilla. Tagalog, the worship place, the place of their worship services. Unlike the Jehovah's Witnesses here in our city, who has in the former times has 4 kingdom halls, now the Jehovah's Witnesses here has only 2 kingdom halls now. Why did that happen? Because one of their kingdom halls in the northern part of our city was burned down by fire, and the former elders there has died already. The one who has assisted in the formation of that kingdom hall and congregation there in the northern part of our city, and his companion, the other elder, has come back again to our city proper, where his house is located. But this days he is now serving again to the second town up north, second town from our city up north. So today, there are only 2 kingdom halls for the 7 congregations of the Jehovah's Witnesses. Because the other kingdom hall, the second one is being abandoned by the congregation there. Because the leadership of the Watchtower has directed them to join the congregation and the proper of our city, and they are now using the same kingdom hall as the kingdom hall being used by the majority of the congregations in the city proper. So their kingdom hall, they abandoned it for, if I'm not mistaken, for almost a year. It was still there, and I don't know if it was already sold to another party, but it's still there, but not being used by the local witnesses there who use that kingdom hall. They are the one who financed and building that kingdom hall. They are the one who paid for the building of that kingdom hall. But then they have been directed, or should I say driven here in the city proper to attend their churches meeting regularly. So that is the case. But the Iglesia ni Cristo has their 13 chapels for their 13 congregations here in our city. Some of their worship buildings is so large that, according to my estimate, it can accommodate 1,000 people inside that building. And their members attest to the fact that their church is being filled to capacity at their services, worship services. But of course, that is the case when there is no COVID yet. Because nowadays, They are using the internet technology to conduct their worship at their own houses, and the others attend the worship in their churches, but they are observing the protocols being imposed by the secular government. So that is the case. So just recently, they have built yet another very big chapel, which amounted to 100 million pesos cost of building that house of worship of the Iglesia ni Cristo, and it will accommodate hundreds of their members on their church services. But if we're going to count their members, one of their relatively small local church, which is very near in my place of work, has a membership of more or less 800 members. And that will be in parallel to the membership of the Jehovah's Witnesses, all of their members here in our city. So, in membership, the other churches has already exceeded or passed them already on the road to progress when it comes to having more members. Just like the church across our street from my house, they have conducted the baptisms this morning and added more members to their church membership. That is a Baptist church there across our street. There is a Baptist church there, and the pastor is also a friend. So what can we say about this topic? They are lagging behind. They are not increasing in comparison to other churches, to the increase of the other churches or to the progress, and even in their own literature, like their yearbooks, it is very evident that their work is continue to slow down. And that fact is being attested to by study article number 47 at their newest uploaded Watchtower study edition in their website, JW.org, the newest uploaded Watchtower edition, the study number 47, which will be considered on the week of January 18 to 24, year 2021, and in which the entitled it, "Will You Continue to Be Readjusted?" At paragraph 15, the Watchtower has admitted that their meetings or their kingdom halls many of their kingdom halls are not being filled up to capacity. In other words, they are saying that they are losing members, or in other areas, there are no members coming in, new members coming in to their churches. So, that is their own admission. So, that is the facts about their perceived increase on the evangelizing or ministry that they are saying that continues to flourish. It is not, or it is only an imaginatory increase on their organization. So that's all, my dear viewers. And if you are new to my channel, I would like to invite you to subscribe, to support my channel, to subscribe here. And please don't forget to share my videos to other family members, acquaintances, and friends, so that they will have a balanced view or uninformed view on what the religion of Jehovah's Witnesses is really are. So, thank you for watching and may you have a good day.